Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Forrest out in St. Louis. Hopefully you're having a wonderful Wednesday. I know I am. I think it's Wednesday. Been working some steady 12s as an essential, what you call it, essential person of employment. So I did 12 hours on Monday, 12 hours today, 12 hours Tuesday, 12 hours tomorrow. And of course, probably do some more of the same Friday and then get off. Just going to end up wrapping up a 70-hour week. Yay. Thank God I'm employed. It was sort of eerie driving home tonight because there wasn't very many cars on the road at all. It was a little bit rainy. And I just, again, my heart goes out to all you guys that are unemployed. Thank God for the ones of you that did get the unemployment check plus the extra stimulus check on top of that. So some people are probably making more being unemployed right now than they were on their job. So kudos. Save the money, don't waste it, put it away, to count it as a blessing, save it up in case this happens again. Do something productive with it. Maybe start that project or that business that you always thought that you've been dreaming about starting with. Maybe put some money aside for it. I know my wife's been working crazy with her t-shirts. So just wanted to talk about follow-up and the importance of follow-up. And the reason I'm bringing that up today, I did some follow-up with some people that had been hanging around since basically January, December timeframe, and went in and just did a bunch of follow-up and just text message follow-up because I have their phone numbers, and reached out to them. And as a result, I enrolled 10 customers. And so what do you say when you follow up? How do you engage with people? Now, I've got a sales background, and so I'm not new to following up. So I can sometimes say some things that you wouldn't normally know how to say because you just don't have the skill set. Not saying that you can't learn them, but sometimes it's just once you learn stuff to say, you can sort of work your way around what they say to counteract that. And sometimes you can use people's words against them. You may have heard me say this before. I don't, maybe I'll come up with a better way to say that, but basically you can take somebody's objection, you can turn that around, and it compels them to go ahead and get started. That would be a better way to say use it against them. So you can actually take what they say, you can turn it around, and it'll compel them to go ahead and get started because they realize what they just heard when you feed it back to them the right way. So I'm going to talk about this. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a residual income strategist, a business coach, a trainer on a mission to have no more empty refrigerators. And if you're not sure what that's about, keep hanging around and you'll get to know me and you'll find out about that mission there. So with a goal to make an extreme impact in thousands of people. So let's talk about following up, things to follow up with. Guess what? You know what? Pause, interjection. Tomorrow, my wife and I are celebrating 9 years of being married, which is really cool. This August is actually our 10-year together anniversary, but tomorrow is our 9-year wedding anniversary. Feels like I've known this awesome woman all my life and been an absolute blessing. So very, very cool from that perspective. So excited about that. Anyway, let's go back to talking about follow-up. Love you, babes. Let's go back to talking about follow-up. What to say when you follow up. And there's different stages depending on who you're talking to, what you said to them last. But basically, there's some ways that you can reach out to people. One of the things that I'm doing, again, it depends on who you're talking to. If you're prospecting on LinkedIn, you can have a different conversation with somebody you're prospecting on Facebook or Instagram. LinkedIn, people on LinkedIn, and I'm going to share this with you guys. People on LinkedIn have gone in, they have built their resume, they've told you everything about themselves. They're literally sitting on LinkedIn saying, hey, I'm looking for an opportunity. Come and knock on my door and let me see if what you got is something I'm interested in. That's what people on LinkedIn are doing. Now, they may put their resume, their list of accomplishments, that things that they have done to maybe attract a certain audience because maybe they're in sales or maybe they're in marketing or whatever it is that they do, right? But they're basically on LinkedIn. That's what LinkedIn does. It's a job platform. It's like it was a revision of Monster, and they basically took it and created it. And if I'm wrong, somebody can correct me. It won't hurt my feelings. But LinkedIn is basically professionals out there on LinkedIn raising their hand saying, hey, this is what I do. This is my background. And they're starting to put cute kitten pictures up and things like that. A lot of regular social media stuff in their feeds. But predominantly, people are putting their resumes up there. They're talking about who they are, where they are, what they do, what they like to do, maybe they're looking for a job. I got a recruiting message from a guy today that was absolutely very cool. I mean, he got straight to the point, told me who he was, what he was about, why he wanted to talk on the phone. And I could basically answer the question with, not interested, thanks for reaching out, appreciate it, follow up with me. It's like whatever my answer wanted to be, he left it wide open. He told me what he did, how he did it, and he wanted to talk to me about helping me and grow my business. It was a very simple, straightforward, to the point. Didn't need to beat around the bush. Dude doesn't have to be my best friend. Didn't have to build rapport with me. Didn't have to send me hugs. Didn't have to go on and talk about how great my kids were. None of that fluffy BS that somebody on social media somewhere thought it was important. Now in live, when you're meeting somebody in person, you know, it would be weird if you just walked up to me in person and just started blasting me with, hi, well, I help people, and you'd be like, dude, what? Huh? What are you talking about? No, he'd have a more normal conversation. Maybe sees me in my business suit, my tie, and walks over and says, hey, looks like you look like a business guy. I'm like, yeah, I'm in business. He might say, what do you do? And I tell him what I do. And I'd say, what do you do? And then that would open his key up to prospect me and say, hey, I help people, you know, expand their brand on social media marketing and help them improve their websites. Would you be open to maybe setting up an appointment to talk about, see if I can generate some more leads, whatever his pitch was, right? And we might exchange business cards. I'll say, yeah, sure, give me a call, we'll talk. I'd be like, yeah, you know what, however he wants to approach me, he can, but that's a different conversation offline than it is online. Online on LinkedIn, he doesn't have to go through all that stuff, right? He knows that I'm on LinkedIn. He can read my profile. He sees that I'm in business. He sees that I reach out to people, that I'm a residual income strategist and coach, and that's what I do. And he's reaching out to me saying, hey, I see this guy's probably somebody that's looking for more leads and clients and prospects for his business. So he knocks on my door with his message, asking me if I'd be open to taking a look at what he has to help me grow my business. Straight to the point. And I could answer his question straight to the point. No fluff, no beating around the bush, very easy, casual conversation. I like that. Don't waste my time with a bunch of mess. Don't send me a hi. And then, dude, I see him coming on Facebook. I can see a spammer coming from a million miles away. It starts out with, hi, how are you doing? Because they're trying to build rapport, right? Guys, I saw your profile. It looks like we might have something in common. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, by the way, here's my link. And I'm like, dude, stop. So I'm not going to go into the prospecting script right now, but that's just not, stop building rapport with people. It's just find out if they're interested first. If they are, look at their profile. If it's somebody you actually want to have in business, so you might want to just take a look at their profile. If they're out there and they're total freaking psychotic, racist, xenophobe or whatever, you probably don't want to prospect them, right? You probably don't want them in your business unless that's what you're into, and then that's a whole other story. But just look at their profile, see if it's somebody you actually really want to have on your team or have as a customer. Just glance through it, you know, if they're whatever fits into your boat, and then reach out to a simple prospecting message. So now you've reached out to them, and you've got them on your spreadsheet. You've got tracked them out. You figure out wherever the heck they are. You figure out whatever they want to do, and they've agreed to watch your presentation. And maybe they watched it and they said, yeah, I watched it, but you never got a chance to follow up. Or maybe they said they'd watch it and you sent them and they ghosted you and you didn't follow up, or whatever the case might be. So here's how you bring people back into the boat, right? Here's how you get people back in your fold. One is you've got to realize that people will not see the value in what you have until they realize the value in what you have. Just because somebody says they're interested today doesn't mean they're necessarily going to buy today. And I know this from being in the car business. I have people that are ready to buy a car today, and I have people that are starting to look today, because most people only buy a car like every 37 or 38 months. Some people even, it's getting actually longer and longer than that now. People are keeping their cars longer. So they have no clue. When I started looking for a truck last year, I hadn't looked at pickup trucks. The truck I had before that was a 1993 Chevy Silverado CK 1500 with 296,000 miles on it. So try to compare that truck to the brand new ones. I physically had to go look at trucks to see what they look like, see what they feel like, to get an idea. I had nothing to do. So I'm walking into a dealership. Now, there might have been a good chance because I was in buying mode. I was ready to buy a truck. So I just had to bump into the right truck and the right salesperson. It would have been that day or whatever time I needed to do the research. But I'm in research mode, right? My research mode could be a couple of hours to 120 days. You just don't know where that person's interest is. I was interested in buying a truck. They might be interested in starting a home-based business. They might be interested in earning an extra income on the side, whatever it is. They're truly like, hey, I'm thinking about this. I've been thinking about doing something. I couldn't tell you how many people I talk to that want to start a business. And they got this whole list of stuff they got to do before they start a business. They got to get a business license, a business name, and LLC, which a whole nother story. You don't have to do all that. Just start your business. If you're going to be in a t-shirt business, start making t-shirts. Buy a t-shirt machine, buy some t-shirts, get on YouTube, watch videos, learn how to do videos, call my wife, she'll help you, whatever, and just start making t-shirts. And then once you get in the groove and you figure out, oh yeah, this is actually something I want to do, because it does take a little work. My wife and I had a conversation about making her t-shirts, so we're trying to figure out how much she needs to charge for t-shirts to make sure that she's working for more than minimum wage when she's making these t-shirts, right? So there's a cost analysis and, parts and labor, whatever you want to call it, so that you make sure she's getting a profit back based on the amount of time it's going to take her to make a shirt. So there's a lot that goes into making it, just starting a business. So because somebody's interested in starting a business doesn't necessarily mean they're ready to start a business right now, because they may be in research mode. So give them time to do research. Also, please note that on the back end, when you're doing follow-up, that they've got life going on. They've got a dog that may have just decided to go eat too much dog food right in the middle of them watching the video, and he gorged himself and he decides to go and just vomit his food all over your favorite carpet. We've had that happen. Or maybe he's just having a bad day and he gets up in the middle, whatever it is, there's just life going on behind the camera that you can't see. So don't take it personal when somebody ghosts you. Here's how you follow up. So step one, you're going to have what we call a 4-day follow-up. It's typically, hey, and it's you apologizing to them. It sounds weird. They should be apologizing to you because they said they would watch your video and they ghosted you, but you just turn around a little bit. Hey, apologize. Been super busy enrolling new customers. Been super busy with my business. However you want to say that. Apologies. I've been super busy with my business. How are you? And the entire point of that particular follow-up is to get them to respond. They're going to respond with a thumbs up, which means cool, talk to me. Or giving you the finger, right? Or maybe they say, hey, I'm fine, or I'm doing good. Once they reply back to you with that, you can now go back to what they said and said, hey, good to hear you're doing great. What did you like most about the presentation I sent you? And wait. Just wait. What did you like most about what you saw? What did you like most about the presentation? And just wait for them to reply. If they don't reply back, they then go on to the 30-day schedule. Now I throw a 15-day in the middle of this. Some people do a 30-day. I throw a 15-day in because I want to move somebody a little bit quicker than not. That's me. And you can do the follow-ups. Rank Makers teaches 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. But if you want to put a 15 in there, that's totally on you. That's what I do. It works for me, and it works pretty good because it helps me just move people on my list a little bit faster, either on or off, or move them to the next step. So my next follow-up process would be, hey, Devon, it looks like what I'm doing may not be a fit for you. That's absolutely okay. No big deal. I've been super busy with everything that's going on right now. Let me just rewind what I just said. I just mixed that all up. Hey, hey, Devon, I've been super busy with everything that's been going on right now. I know what I'm doing is probably not a fit for you, and that's absolutely okay. Do you happen to know anybody that might be looking to earn a little bit extra money working from home? Or if it was a product case, anybody that might be looking to lose some extra weight if you're selling weight loss products or whatever it is, or maybe learning how to generate leads if you're selling a lead generation product, wants to generate more leads for their business. If you do, I'd appreciate a referral. Now you just move on. That's your deflection. That's called a reaching out, and you're deflecting because you're saying, hey, I know you're not interested in what I'm doing. And I always like to say right now. I don't ever want to say just forever. I always say right now, because then it gives them an out. It gives them an ease to back in. It gives them a way to come back with grace without just kicking them totally to the curb. So again, it's understanding the psychology of not trying to hurt somebody's feelings and not posture so much that you come off seeming like an absolute jerk. So very, very important that when you talk to people, you realize that they've got life going on. They may have lost a family member. They may have had something tragic going on. They may, who you just don't know. But you got to give people the leeway again until they understand the value in what you have to offer. They're not going to understand the value in what you have to offer. So very, very important that you know what to do next. So that's sort of that what you call the next deflection time, the 15 or 30 day. And you're going to constantly do what you call update deflections as you go through the process. So when you get to the 30 day, come back with maybe a story that's like, hey, my girlfriend, hey Devon, just want to give you an update. My girlfriend Joanne just enrolled with our company. She's enrolled 10 new customers. She's doing absolutely great. I know you said this isn't a fit for you. That's absolutely okay. Do you happen to know anybody like Joanne that's if Joanne's a teacher, maybe Devon's a teacher, maybe Devon works in the legal field, and you say, hey Devon, do you happen to know anybody in the legal field that might be looking to make a little bit of extra money on the side like your friend Joanne did, or like my friend Joanne did, who's also in the legal field? You always want to try to relate a story to somebody that has maybe a similar background if you know what it is. So if Devon's a real estate agent and you have a real estate agent on your team, you say, hey, just want to stop by with an update. Hey, Devon, stopping by with an update. My friend Joanne, who's a real estate agent just like you are, she's really crushing it. She just enrolled 10 new customers. I know this isn't a fit for you right now. Do you happen to know any other real estate agents like Joanne that might be open and making a little bit of money on this side? I appreciate the referral, and move on. And you're setting that up there. You're relating to her that there's somebody just like her or him that's out there that's getting results since you talked to them last. And then you're taking it away from them and saying, hey, I know this isn't a fit for you right now. You're still leaving a little bit of opening. I know this isn't a fit for you right now. Do you know anybody else that's like Joanne, not like you, but like Joanne, who'd like to earn a little bit extra money on the side, working from home, appreciate a referral, and you move on. And your whole point of that is to remember, is just to hopefully get them to respond back to you. And this is taught in Rank Makers. If you really want to learn this, Ray teaches it very well. It's called My Crazy Follow-Up. It's in Rank Makers. You have to be there to get in and learn how to do this. But it's very, very cool. And once you figure out how to use those words, have some follow-up kung fu, and you pay attention to who you're talking to, you can have a lot of fun. If they're in advertising sales, if they're in radio sales, you can say all of that stuff. You can use stories around that. I've got a couple of really good friends. I've got a couple of guys I've been working with. They're rideshare drivers just like you are. I know this isn't a fit for you right now, but they've actually gone out and put a really good driver fleet together, and they've got several drivers on their team already. Do you happen to know anybody that's in driving in logistics, or a driver that might be open to earn a little bit of extra money on the side? Appreciate a referral. Whatever you want to say, depending on how you want to fit it into what you're doing based on what your business is, right? So that's how you follow up. That's how you get people to respond to you. So I'll go back to the people that responded to me. I tweaked it just a little bit because these people already had their name and phone number. So I went back, because my presentation sort of tells me what they liked and what they didn't like. When I send them a presentation, I can tell them, and I get a message that says so-and-so raised their hand to do this, or so-and-so raised their hand to do that, or so-and-so raised their hand to be a customer or teammate or whatever that says they want to join the business. So my message back to them and my deflection, hey, I'll talk about, I can't think of his name. It's an Indian guy. It's an Indian name. It's about this long. And I replied back to them. I said, hey, we had corresponded about 30 days ago. And I sent you the overview. You indicated that you were ready to join the business. It may not be a fit for you right now, and that's absolutely okay. Do you know anybody that might be open to earn a little bit of extra money on the side? So what I did in that instance, I reminded him about what he saw. I reminded him about the fact that he said he wanted to see the business or start the business. And then I let him off the hook by saying, hey, this might not be a fit for you right now. That's absolutely okay. Do you know anybody that might want to earn a little bit extra money on the side? I hit send. I'm in the middle of sending my next text message, and I get a message back from him. He's like, yeah, he says, I'm ready. I'm like, what does I'm ready mean exactly? So I said, you're ready? ? And he says, yes, I would like to start as a customer. I said, great. I just need you to verify your email address for me, and I'll get you the customer application link, and we'll get you rocking and rolling. He sent it to me, got him enrolled as a customer. Well, I went through and I did that over and 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 over today, and I got 10 customers. So all from basically the same people that I prospected, and some of them actually said they wanted to be business partners. They converted to customers because I followed up with that and I reminded them what they saw, right? Because they watched an entire presentation. I reminded them what they raised their hand and said they wanted to do. Then I said, okay, I understand this may not be a fit for you right now. That's absolutely okay. No big deal. If you know anybody that wants to make a little bit extra money on the side, appreciate a referral. I sent the same message to them. Every single one of them said, hey, I want to be customers, and I enroll them as customers. Now, once they see that the aspect of customers, now I actually took them and put them into a little bit different bucket because they watched the business presentation. So I'm going to put them in a little bit different bucket. I'm going to ATM them into our group so they can see what's going on. And when they see how many people are in our group, see how many people are on our team, see how many people are just constantly taking action and having fun, they may get excited and go, hey, product's pretty cool. Probably want to, can we talk about the business? And I'm going to follow up with them. I'm going to be a little bit more assertive with them, poking at them, saying, hey, did you see so-and-so? And I'm going to tag them in a bunch of rank advancement stuff and all that kind of stuff, and make sure that I keep their face in the business constantly because they've seen the business. They originally raised their hand and said, I want to do the business. And now I'm going to stay in their face nicely, not too aggressively, but when I see something, I'm gonna tag them in this so they can feel like they're part of the family, and just let them hang around for a while and see what happens. And if they decide they want to jump in full bang, whenever it's good, they're ready to fit in, then great. But in the meantime, I'm just going to love on them. So that's my recommendation and follow up to build a team, get customers. It's working very, very well for me. If you'd like any information on my business or my opportunity, shoot me a private message. I'll get you the information. It may be a fit for you. If you're not quite sure what you want to do, feel free to use mine. We'll teach you how to market, teach you how to prospect, teach you how to go out and recruit, teach you how to follow up, teach you how to do all that stuff. At least you'll have some good skills. And if you want to go off and do something else, absolutely okay. No big deal at all. I love you. Jesus loves you. There's absolutely nothing to do about it. No more empty refrigerators. Go out and make an extreme impact. Peace out. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.